This week I want to talk a little bit about rethinking the SAD diet, why whole foods still win. At this time of year, many people start thinking about diets again, especially after the Christmas banquets. And it's no wonder, because everywhere you look, there's a new miracle fix, a new trend, a new rule book for how to eat. Low fat, low carb, raw food, juice cleansing, carnivore challenges. Every decade brings a new solution. But if these worked long term, we wouldn't keep needing new ones. So today, let's take a step back to something much simpler, more grounded, and surprisingly powerful. Let's talk about that SAD diet, SAD being the standard American diet, why returning to whole foods still outperforms the latest trend every single time. First of all, let's think about how that SAD diet took over the world. The standard American diet wasn't designed to improve health. It was designed to improve convenience. It grew out of the 1950s when processed foods hit supermarket shelves and life became faster. Meals became more about speed and shelf life than nourishment. Refined oils, sugars, and processed grains slowly replaced traditional foods like vegetables, fruit, legumes, whole grains, seafood, and unprocessed meats. And although it started in America, the SAD diet has spread to almost every Western country and non-Western country, including ours. Just walk through the supermarket and count how many products come in packets instead of from the earth. This diet pattern influences everything: our hunger, our mood, our digestion, our cravings, and even our mental clarity. And at the end of the day, the people who make these foods, they have one goal, which is to make you want them to eat them more. And now it's so normal that many people don't realize it's not how the human body is meant to eat. So why fad diets keep failing? Because when one extreme doesn't work, the world swings to the next. First we fed fat, then we fed carbs, then it was all about detoxing, then only eating raw, and then eating no plants at all. Each new trend tries to fix the damage that the SAD diet caused, but none of them really address the root issue. They all focus on subtraction. Don't eat this. Cut that out. Avoid this. And very few people kind of reconnect with the basics of nourishment. And this is why people often end up in a cycle of try something, get tired, give up, feel guilty, try something else. It's not a lack of willpower. It's the body reacting to an ultra-processed food environment that was never designed for human health. And now, coming onto the stage is appetite-suppressing medications. Over the last year, we've seen a rapid rise in these appetite-suppressing drugs. These medications can be genuinely life-changing for people with metabolic conditions like PCOS or insulin resistance or significant medical need. But they've also become a new trend. Another promise of rapid, effortless weight loss. The challenge is that while these medications reduce appetite, they don't teach someone how to nourish themselves. They don't rebuild muscle. They don't restore nutrient levels. And they do not help people to understand hunger cues. And they most definitely don't fix low energy, mood swings, or poor gut health. They change the desire for food, but they don't create a healthy relationship with food. Your body still thrives on what it always has because the human body hasn't changed. Our biology still responds best to the same things it always has. Food grown in the ground, food caught from the sea, food raised naturally on our green grass, food with nutrients, fibre and colour. And whole food does not need marketing. It doesn't need labels. It doesn't need rules. It supports your hormones, your blood sugar, your mood, your sleep, your digestion, and your energy all at once. When people say, I just want to feel better, this is often where the answer begins. And one of the ways I simplify this for clients is through something I call the happy food pyramid. It's not a strict guide. It's a guide that returns us to what the body naturally thrives on. So imagine that pyramid, the old pyramid that we used to have. And instead of what used to be at the bottom, change that base for quality protein. Protein builds satiety, strength, stable energy, and steady blood sugar. Protein is the anchor. The next layer is those fibre-rich vegetables. They feed the gut, lift micronutrient intake, stabilise digestion, and support the nervous system. Then the next level up would be healthy fats. Olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, coconut, oily fish. Fats that help you feel satisfied for longer and support hormonal health and balance. And then at the top, it's the whole grains, if and when your body needs them. The amount of movement level you have, metabolism, and personal preference all matter, as well as ethnogenetics. What did your forefathers eat? Grains aren't essential for everyone, but they can be supportive for many. And this approach can work whether you're eating freely, eating for energy, following a carb-appropriate principle, or using appetite-suppressing medication, because it meets the body where it is and supports where it wants to go. Why do whole foods outperform every trend? Because you can't out-hack your biology. You can suppress appetite, you can count calories, you can avoid food groups, you can follow a rigid rule book. But without the nourishment, you can't build a resilient body or a steady mind. Whole foods support better mood and higher energy, better hormonal balance, a calmer, clearer nervous system. This is what most people are truly chasing, not a diet, but a feeling. Sustainable well-being